Yeah, I guess I'm thinking honestly one match at a time. Today was a good match. I will try to build on it. Every match you can win on this, in the place or on the surface, is a good confidence. So I know what it's like to play a final here because I did it last year, but it doesn't mean I will do it again this year. I'm going to try my best, of course, but I mean, the defending champion is not here, so I mean, for sure there will be a new champion this year because Alex is not here. But it's anyone's games. There's a lot of great players here. I mean, if you look at the draw, Sasha, world number 2, and then Tommy Paul has been finalist here. Mahaj is playing great tennis. Shelton, we all know how well he can play. So these are just few names that of everyone who can play incredible tennis. So you have to be ready for one match. Don't think too much about the next matches or the draw. So that's the plan. And of course, I hope I can be here on Saturday and play for the title. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I didn't get the best start, so that can always be tricky. He broke me right away, and he has a good serve, so it's kind of tough. You don't know if you will have that many chances to break him. Luckily, I did. There were some close games in the first set, and finally, at some point, I was able to break him back, and one more again at 5-4, which was a bit lucky. I hit a ball this much on the line on the set point, so I knew I was a bit fortunate there, and just tried to keep building. And from that moment in the match, from 1-3 down and then to 6-4, 3-0, I won many games and I was on a good roll, which kind of set up the key to win the match. If I can, I'm happy, of course, because this is a beautiful city, which I, in some ways, feel a bit sorry for because you had two natural disasters within 2 years. First, the hurricane in 2023, and then again in 2024, a big flood and a lot of rain. So we saw some pictures and videos last night of the water was up to kind of hip level all over the city. So it didn't look like a tennis court here. You could swim in the tennis court. So everyone who's helped, bring the city back to life has done an incredible job, and we are fortunate to come here and play. I'm sure it hasn't been easy, and I'm sure the players don't realize how difficult it has been. But if we can help somehow and give a little spark to the city again, that's all we can try to do. And Mexico and as a country and as a people, they are incredibly nice and humble people, and it's a joy to be here. I think I feel sorry for Jannik. He's, in my view, not done anything intentionally, and it is not the first time it has happened, but it doesn't happen often that settlements happens in a potential doping sentence, which was probably a bit surprising for a few people. When you look at it's not unusual that it happens when someone is about to go to trial. I mean, there are many other cases where settlements happen just before a trial. So, from my understanding, if I was in Yannick's shoes, of course, I would love to have the possibility to defend myself in an open trial, which I'm sure he was going for. And then when you go to trial, there is, if I try to put myself in his shoes, I mean, if you go to trial, there's always a risk that you might be found guilty, even if you aren't. If the umpires and the judges, or not umpires, but the juries and the judges see things in a different way. I mean, look at how many cases in the world has happened where someone has gone to jail when he wasn't guilty or she wasn't guilty. So, I mean, there's always a risk that you might be found guilty even though you aren't. So, a settlement of 3 months is, or a suspension of 3 months was something that both were happy to do. Maybe not happy, and still I feel sorry for Jannik because he will be out. He will miss 4 out of 9 Masters thousands for something he intentionally didn't do. So, I hope he keeps his head high. Me personally, I'm always rooting for him, and I think it's a joy to watch him play, and I hope the 3 months go by quickly for him. And yeah, it's just kind of sad for him and tennis as a sport when the world number one goes through something like this. And yeah, I am I'm that's kind of my thoughts about it at the moment. Yeah, has a lot of history. I'm kind of sad I never got to experience it as it was played on clay in the past. But hard court before any wells makes more sense. I understand it, and it's a pretty slow hard court. So they've kind of stuck to the roots with trying to bring as much clay court, I guess, as they can. But everything is very comforting here. We play evening matches, which are fun. We can enjoy the day, the sunlight, and I think that it's as far as ATP 500s goes, it's definitely top three, if not top two, or number one in my eyes.